5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
They ain't never seen nothing like this before. Lit the room when I came through the front door. Ask me if I should overcome, what for? Train under trees, please pardon my sycamore. Touch burning sands, cross lands, and stormy shore seasons in the year, yeah. Ain't no challenge for champions and chain no fear. Yeah, the champions here.
Again? Really, guys? Really? Really? Ah! Well, you know what? I needed that boost of raging energy, man. Right out of the stinking gate. Are you serious? I'd blame Allie, but I love her. Yes, I've got my mic on. Yes, I've got my... She's screaming down the stairs. Do you have your mic on, man? And I swore up and down I would not do that again. It's Monday. Happy Monday. Yeah. Isn't that just perfect? It's Monday, right? It's Monday. I think I just lost like 9,000 viewers like this. Right on the spot. Right on the spot. They're like, this guy sucks. He doesn't know what he's doing. Oh, man. I can't blame it on any of the team. None of them. Zero. I manage these boards. So in fairness, like I'd be like, it's probably little Lucian's fault. It's Wolfgang's fault. Oh, man. Or it's Allie's fault, dude. No way. No, I ain't going there, dude. I ain't blaming Allie. Oh, I don't think so. Anyway, welcome to Paleocrat Diaries. It's Monday, Meme Freak Monday. Meme Freak Monday. It's going to be a whole bunch of fun. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of different topics, ranging, of course, election 2020. We are getting closer and closer and closer, and Biden is looking sicker and sicker and sicker. He's looking so hit, and it just seems like, everything is coming at Joe Biden. You can't get away from it at this point. Well, he can. He just needs to stay in that media bubble because they won't ask him any difficult questions. They'll ask him what kind of ice cream he likes. And for some reason, I still got my party lights going. I don't know if you guys even realize that. Down here having a disco dance over the weekend. Had my party lights, boom, 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 going with the sound. My lights are still set to it, man. We're all sorts of razzle-dazzle here. Paleocrat Diaries. Oh, my gosh. And, of course, we're going to have, funny news. We're also going to have news for you guys because a lot of Trump supporters have been just getting just beat up badly all over the country. Okay? Men, women, young, old, black, white, doesn't matter. The left is violent at this point. And it's one of those things that if you watch this show and you hear like, oh my gosh, violence from the right is on the rise, your BS meter is like way up in the red. You know it for a fact. You know it. Anybody here, when you share the stuff from this show, and you'll be doing a lot more of that soon because we've been working on the store. We've been working on the store. Oh, man, I'll tell you what we're going to do first. We're going to be getting coffee mugs, okay? And so, because I thought about it, I said, we want shirts, obviously. We want stickers, obviously. Maybe some bags and stuff like that. But, man, this show, coffee plays a major role. You know what I'm saying? Right? What do we always say? Straight to the dome. So look, I hope that you all have your cups ready right now. You're going to need it because the next 2 hours are going to be just nuts. Just nuts. You're going to need it straight to the dome. Oh, no. Hold on a second. We're going to get this down. Here we go. In the comment section, hoodies. Yes. We need hoodies. We absolutely do. I'm positive that Ailey is on it. And I'm just going to start calling her Ailey because I have to force myself to say Allie. I'm so used to saying Ailey. And I kind of like Ailey better anyway. You know, and she's kind of the Snurdly of the show. Like, there actually is a real, what is his name? Snurdly? From Snurdly? From Rush Limbaugh. So there really is one. There really is a guy, black guy. Really cool dude, actually. He's come out and talked a number of times about different topics. Really cool guy. But I'm pretty sure that she's on it, okay? So she's going to be putting together a whole bunch of really great stuff. But the cups, we got to have them. We got to have them. It's going to be Never Give Up cups, Keep on Smiling cups, Memento Mori cups, right? Straight to the Dome cups. We're going to have all sorts of really cool stuff. And a number of the memes that we've made, like the He-Man one, I like that one a lot. And so we've got a bunch of really cool memes that we've made thus far. And of course, Wretchen Gretchen, the original meme that Ailey made. Definitely cool. Yeah, this guy, Facebook user, sir, you need to be a lot more professional than this. And yes, I love Trump. A lot more professional? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, man? Oh, you're cuckoo pants crazy, Facebook user. Sir, you need to be a lot more professional than this. Dude, bro, there's like a bazillion shows out there. You're welcome to watch any of them that you want. If you like funny memes and stuff, and you like ripping on the Dems, and you like talking about what's going on in the world, and you like actually not being some El Stupido guy, and you want to learn deep stuff about different topics, keep watching. Otherwise, go watch Sesame Street. I don't care. I don't care. Mr. or Mrs., I'm so sorry. You may be a Karen. You may be a Karen. Whatever. People think that I'm like, you know, down on my hands and knees. What do you expect? What do you expect me to do? Be like, oh, I am so sorry. Please do forgive me. You got the wrong show, champ. You got the wrong show. And hey, let everybody know. Let everybody know. Give it a down like. Give it a down vote. Do a mad reaction face. Give it to me good. Give it to me good. And bugger off. I'm serious. Bugger off. Or keep commenting. I like that too. Because we'll engage with you. And again, if you are commenting on any of the many platforms that this very professional show is on, you can do that. And I'm the wizard behind the curtain. Okay, I can see all the things going on. So I can see what's happening. You can, if you share from Facebook, like Facebook user did just now, the Sir Facebook user. If you comment on YouTube, you can comment on Periscope. I don't know about Twitch. Not too sure about that. Matt on Periscope says this feels like the 12 days of Christmas leading up to the election. Dude, doesn't it? Doesn't it, Matt? It's crazy. And it's only going to get crazier, man. Do you see what Steve Bannon was talking about? We're going to talk about that. So we got a bunch of really great stuff for you. Let's get right into it right away. Yeah, leaks dropping every single day. Here we go. We are going to go. Let's see here. Boom. All right. Now, I'm not actually going to start with this, but you're getting an idea for where I'm going. Are the photos of Hunter Biden smoking crack, are they real? Are they real? Snopes puts it as false. We're going to talk about that because it's the way that the propaganda goes. It's the way that this works. And anybody who watches this show, this very professional show, in fact, this is Professional Monday. I don't know if you guys know that. This is what we call it. Super mega professional Monday. Oh, man. I love this. We're going to talk about that because you need to understand how the media actually operates and how they frame narratives. Because not only so that you're a defense, but an offense as well, to say, how is it that we can fight back using what we know to make compelling arguments with people? Because we deal with people all the time. whether you're at work, whether you're at school, doesn't matter. So we're going to do all this stuff. Yeah, Wikipedia in Periscope. Wikipedia has already debunked the claims against the Bidens. Oh, yeah, they've debunked them. Kind of like they debunked the claims against Hillary with the WikiLeaks emails. See, here's the thing. Do you guys remember all this? They're only playing to their audience. It's like SNL. You know, SNL is only funny to certain people anymore, for the most part. And they know that. They know that they've got a kind of target audience. And so it's the same thing with these groups that call themselves establishment and that are portrayed as such on the search engine. So whether you're on Google, you know, whether you're on Safari, doesn't matter. They're going to portray themselves. They're going to be stacked at the top as if they don't have any kind of bias. But they've been around long enough. We all know. We all know. And so, you know, but that's the way they do it. And so Trump was right to say that they are an arm of the Democratic Party. And we've said that on this show for a very long time. These are just branches of the Democratic Party. In fact, they propagate the talking points of the Democratic Party. They propagate it. I mean, they are essentially the wingmen. They're the ones, the warriors out there that are making the apologetic case. But we know it. And so they give evidences and arguments and frames and narratives for their own side, but our side doesn't believe that anymore. And so our side simply says, well, here's where the problems are. And it has to be more than just simply showing the problem with each individual evidence. Like I said, that's like going after one fruit, and not going after the root of the actual problem. And so, you know, there's popular apologetic methods that do that. And they say, well, we'll debate one claim, and you can do that ad infinitum. You could do that ad nauseum. And people do, you know. This show cuts the chase. We talk about paradigms. We talk about presuppositions here. We are big brain stuff. Except, of course, with the microphone at the beginning of the show. Oh, man. All right, we're beginning here. Fun news, because we can't start out Monday, you know, just being angry. We can't do it. You can't do it. Woman writes exam while in labor, gives birth, and continues. This is one for the ladies, man. Because we're going to talk about some stuff that some ladies might get a little bit cranky about. I don't know. I don't know about the ladies on this show. I think the ladies on this show are real ladies, right? They ain't pretending. They haven't gone to the dark side, that kind of thing. They're feminine, strong, feminine, beautiful, and obviously intelligent with really great taste in shows. So those are the kind of people. And this lady right here, fascinating person. I took the rest of the test in there and was even able to nurse the baby in between sessions, says Brianna Hill. This is over at NDTV. Congratulations, by the way. Congratulations on that baby. Looking good. Let's get her, you know, a little bit more in frame here. Look at that. Bar exams are hard enough, but this woman took hers while in labor and continued right after giving birth, according to CNN. So maybe we had got to be a little bit suspect of this. I don't know, man. I don't know. What are you quoting CNN for? You know, is CNN the only one that talked about this? Brianna Hill, a recent graduate of the Loyola University School of Law in Chicago. Look at this, man. Not messing around. Was taking part 1 of a bar exam spread over 2 days when she went into labor. The test was being administered online amid the coronavirus pandemic when Miss Hill began to experience labor pains. Yeah, she thought she was only 20. Well, wow. I thought I would only be 28 weeks pregnant when I took the bar. However, due to the pandemic, ain't that a thing? Isn't that a thing? We're going to talk about some of that stuff. The test was pushed to October, and I was going to be 38 weeks. I joked about taking the test from my hospital bed. Lesson learned. Yeah, but she did it. She did it. Is there any more pictures of her? Oh, just the one. Let's look at it again, man. Congratulations, by the way, not only on passing the test, but more importantly, making a great baby. We wish you the best, of course, and that you raise that baby right. All right, we've been covering the animal uprising for a long time on this very professional show. And we've been talking about the different ways that the animals are beginning to show their true colors. And here's one somebody's stumbled on, shared it with us. The cut. Okay, and where's this from, man? Is it New York Magazine. Okay, well, yeah. The cut, Mysteries of the Deep. Are the orcas exacting their revenge? Listen, man, this is the thing, man. They put this stuff out. They prime us with this. They spook us like crazy. But the truth is, I mean, look, this is obviously a coordinated attack. Orcas have very large and powerful brains. True. They grieve. I think I showed. Did I show or just talk about the grieving mother? They separated a mom from the calf and took the calf. I forget where they took the calf. Far away. And the mom, it was just, it's devastating. I think it's on the movie, what is it, Blackfin? You can watch the movie Blackfin and you can hear it. It was so powerful. They were recording it and you can hear and see the video of it, man, in the mouth. And I mean, just screaming for her child. Just powerful to watch. And devastating, by the way. They can replicate human speech, and it appears they possess the cognitive capacity for deception and revenge. This is true. It was, and they follow crazy paths, which is one of the reasons why it's just terribly unwise to have, you know, places that kind of take them in and have them do tricks and everything and then separate them from the herd. If you separate them from the herd and you put them with other groups, they have like dialects. It's like different nations for that matter, you know? And so they have paths that they swim in, even ones that have gone back a very, 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 very long time. Powerful creatures. But since July, orcas have been banding together to menace boats off the coast of Portugal and Spain, smashing into their sides as if to tip them, the Guardian reports. According to one witness who weathered an hour-long orca onslaught. Hour-long! Unbelievable. The Strait of Gibraltar. The battering felt totally orchestrated. Now, you see, I mean, it felt that way. It felt that way. I mean, you can't say with certainty, like, was it? You know, the truth is, they had their battle plans ready. At this point, they're probably even writing with pens and pencils. And we know what can happen. We've seen SpongeBob, so we know exactly what can go on. Look, guys, I have to tell you this. This is unrelated to the animal uprising. Okay? This is definitely unrelated. But the truth is, I've been one of those people that on the one hand, I wear a mask when I go into places. If it says that I got to wear a mask, I'm not going to get into a big fight over this. It's not a hill that I'm going to die on yet. However, you know, I've defended people's right, for example, to use like the snake. Until there's scientific evidence and scientific studies that show that wrapping a snake around your face doesn't work, you should be able to do that. I mean, if you're able to, you know, grab a shirt from home and do that, which they just tell you, grab anything, you know, grab stuff at home, make it at home, just put it over your face. That's all that matters. If that's the case, you should be able to wear some, you know, a snake around your face. In this case, boys and girls, I think they finally got us. I think that we are now, even the most ardent anti-mask crusaders, I think they're going to cave, guys. Breathable bacon face mask gives wearers the aroma of bacon. Wow, they actually have. This is Hormel. Oh, goodness gracious. And look at the person. Look at how dystopian that thing is. They got a mannequin over there. I used to work at a company. We made mannequins. I was part of the sanding group that had to smooth out the edges and stuff. Really weird, man. Really weird. The kind of mannequins that companies buy, too. I'll tell you, man. A little weird. First place I ever saw a dead person. Right? Saw a dead guy on the ground. Actually, an interesting story. I'll tell you about it sometime. You ask me in the comment section, maybe I'll talk about it. Let's see this thing here. It's 30 seconds. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's bacon scented, irresistibly breathable, 2-ply multifiber, smell-alicious innovation for your face. Yeah, that kind of sounds like they're like wanting you to procreate. They're like, look, you can wear this anywhere. Wink, wink. They really are. I mean, what's going on with that? Oh my gosh, man. I mean, seriously. But it smells like bacon. So okay, for a second I thought it was actual bacon. I thought the breathable bacon. I just thought, you know, they maybe stitched some together. They said, we put a lot of preservatives in there. It'll last a long time. Yes, and it's not called Blackfin, the documentary. I've been assured by Ailey, the director here at Team Paleocrat. The documentary is called Blackfish. Are you sure? Billy, no, I want to take calls. This is Billy over at Periscope. We're planning on it. Okay, we'll be taking calls soon. We have to work out some details because I'm new to OBS. If you can't tell, I began the show, man. I began the show with the mic off. Oh, and it's well, it must be the first time that that's ever happened. So we're actually working on guests too. We've had to do behind the scenes with people for Skype to put together a template so that we can have live guests as well. But I plan on it. I want to be able to have callers. I kind of like that. You know, I did AM FM radio for over a decade of my life. And so I've done it on many different places. I've done interviews over the phone, take live callers, you know, rapid caller type stuff, free for all Friday type stuff. And it would definitely be a lot of fun. It would definitely be a lot of fun. So keep tuned in. We're going to work on that. In fact, I'll get here. Let's get Ailey on this right now. We've got ourselves our intercom. Let's see here. We've got Zello. Let's see. Make sure it's turned up nice and loud. Let's see. There we go. Yo, Ailey. See, she should be right next to the phone. She should be. We're really professional here, by the way, guys. Super duper duper professional. Oh. Yeah, we need to look into the tech that's necessary so that we can have live callers from, you know, whether it's Periscope or whether, you know, wherever they're calling from, that they have a number that they can connect with us.
I'll see what I can find.
All right, look at that. She's good. She's good. She'll be able to find it. She'll be able to find it. I mean, look, she found the name of the documentary. She found. I don't know how she did it. We got a lot of books, right? Got a lot of books. Adam says it says hard truths on it. On what? It says hard truths on the bacon. Imagine if you're a person who sweats a lot. This is James Marone in the comment section. Imagine if you're a person who sweats a lot. I don't think that mask would be pleasant. Sweaty bacon? Do you know about that, buddy? Do you know all about that sweaty bacon? Oh my gosh, man. Yeah, Billy, you can ask questions all day long. Just so people know, there's no confusion. No matter where you are, you know, if you're on YouTube, Facebook, if you're on Periscope, wherever you are, you know, throw a question, throw a comment. We'll try to get to it. If it's a good question, I'll definitely deal with it. If it's related, or if it's something I kind of want to talk about, you know what I mean? Oh, because we're professional. All right, and we have it open the whole time, and so we're going to be making sure that as it comes in, that we are keeping up with things. All right, woman distraught after receiving a, what would that be? Is that a pound birthday cake made by a child? Okay, so she's upset about that. Sam Faulkner is being forced to contact trading standards. Are they forcing her? Who's forcing Sam Faulkner? Who's like grabbing her by the arm and like, you better contact trading standards right now. After a cake she ordered for her brother's milestone birthday looked nothing like what she asked for. Let's see this thing. So she contacted Emma Beth MH on Facebook. That might be the first problem. An account that has now been deleted to recreate the picture from cakerstreet.com. This is according to Berkshire Live. But when it arrived, she was distraught. Not only did it look nothing like what she asked for, it was covered in dog hairs. Okay, well, maybe she's not forced, or nobody's giving her like Indian burn. She's like, oh, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you know, I mean, come on, dog hairs? Pulling them out? Come on now. Okay, so this is what she wanted. That's a nice cake. I mean, it's kind of crappy, you know, but I mean, if you're into like, you know, fishing and stuff, you know, if you're into that, this might be good. I mean, it's obvious. Well, it looks like more like a cake someone would buy for someone who's like 70. Does that make sense to you guys? Are you with me on that? Am I being rude? It just does. Oh, and it was for the dad. Okay, so this is a nice cake. What did the thing look like? Hold on, let's see. Oh my gosh. Okay. What is that? Graham. Happy 30th birthday. Dude, it was probably the wrong. Well, I mean, you know. It's got what looks like rocks. This had to be just the wrong cake sent to the wrong person. This had to be, you know, like something that, you know, they did on purpose. Because it's not even the right date. And it says dad. This says Graham. Oh, and look at that. It's just not very attractive. So this right here. Who made this? Are they sure that it was a kid? Are they positive? Oh, goodness gracious. Look at this. What is this? They're just like, just put blobs on it. And look at the side. Look at the cake. Like how, look at that. That is just obviously, that's a terribly done cake. This has to be a joke, man. I tried to contact her and she blocked me straight away and then deleted the page. Dude, you've been trolled, man. You have been trolled. Yeah, CF says, hey, Jeremiah. What's up, buddy? What is up, man? It's good to see you, by the way. This is obviously really important. Rubber chicken handbag, everyone is obsessing over, and where to buy it. Where to buy it. Are you guys obsessing over this? Everyone. Do you love how they use that phrase instead of saying a lot of people? A lot of people like a lot. They're saying everyone is obsessing. That is just, you know, come on now. Can you imagine if people are like, everybody is obsessing? You know what I'm saying? Where they're just like totally out of their minds. Like they're just looking it up and they're going from store to store, walking in. Do you have that rubber chicken handbag? What? Oh, look at this lady. Everyone, and look, they emphasize it again, guys. It says right below there. Can we get up closer? Can we? Oh yeah, right. Let's see. Everyone is obsessed. Just in case you weren't, they're reminding you, everyone else, everybody wants that chicken bag, dude. Don't you know? Nowadays, you can just buy just about anything online, but the latest item that people are obsessing over is a rubber chicken purse. The handbag. Guys, we are literally on a slippery slide to HE double hockey sticks. This is terrible. We're living in evil times, guys. Oh. What does it look like? Oh, it looks like this. I'm gonna look. Hey, Ailey, you and the team, you guys got to work on making a Paleocrat Diaries chicken purse. We need to have a chicken purse like this. Oh, man. Dude, look at this thing. He needs a Perry, though. Make him with a Perry. You know what I'm saying? Give that chicken a Perry. All right, moving on. I don't know if I can actually take this, guys. I don't know if I can do this one. This is, let me see here. Fermented rotting shark creates a stink at Sweden's disgusting food museum. This is just bad. This is bad. We'll play a little bit of this. I don't know how much I can do, though. Mongolian sheep eyeball juice? Ugh. That's an eyeball. I thought it was like a fake thing. Chinese mouse wine? Dude, what? After the freaking Kung Flu? Who would do this? Am I going to get in trouble for saying, you know,
You're gonna smell it.
Kong, you know
Anthony
what?
Bourdain, the late TV personality, called it the single most disgusting thing he'd ever eaten. It tastes like chewing on a urine-infested mattress.
What? Who? Guys, hold on. Did you just hear what he said? It tastes like what did he say? We got to do this again, man. Where is it? Where is this guy? It tastes like chewing on a urine-infested mattress. Look at this guy's face. He speaks as someone who knows. You can tell. You can tell. anybody who wears kind of a dark blue jacket with a black t-shirt is probably chewing on urine-infested mattresses. It's a given, isn't it? I'm not being rude. Oh no! They want you to touch the bull thing. You know. Come on, dude. A roasted guinea pig. See, I saw. I guess what's his name, man? What's the dude who gets really ticked off at everybody? Who's the master chef that's like constantly like yelling? You know what I mean? He goes all over the place and he's just like really rude to people. And that's what his whole job is. I mean, he has to be. You know, these people are like, you know, really terrible at cooking. There's, you know, rats all over the place at the diner and stuff. But he gets really mad. I guess that guy, he ate guinea pig recently. He said it tasted like pig. So here's a cheese crawling with maggots. Who's going to eat this? Who's going to eat this nonsense? It's like that dude on Vice, man. Wasn't on Vice the dude who, you know, has some relations with jars with worms in it? That guy might. That guy is a bona fide weirdo. Oh, anybody eating this stuff, dude? What's wrong with these people? Oh, it's him. It's him.
But it's okay. It's okay to vomit because our entry tickets are not really tickets. They're printed on vomit bags.
Oh, this guy's just, this is a fetish for this guy. This guy at home, dude, this is what he does every day. And this is just his way of feeling like he's not alone. And getting all of the weirdos who are into this to congregate in one place. That's what this is. I'm sorry to tell you. Viral video: man swims with alligator, then looks surprised when it attacks. Why would you be in the water with them? Asks one Twitter user. We're just going to watch the video. I don't want to go through all the details of this guy, because this is just stupid. I mean, you know, why? Let's see this. Oh, there's two of them. Oh, he's just chilling. Oh, yeah. Oh, get out of the water. Get out of the water, man. Dude, seriously, one more time, guys. Tell me, oh, I'm going to do this. Which, anybody in the chat room? Anybody? Would you guys do this? What is wrong with people, man? Oh, just some alligators. Hey, get off of me. What do you think you're doing? Dude, that alligator could roll you into some sushi and eat you. Oh my gosh, man. We're living in really tumultuous times. Really tumultuous times. I'll skip that one. We're gonna skip that. Let me see, because we got a couple of these that are pretty good, man. I'll skip the lady who you know, the demon possession lady. I'll skip her. It's an interesting story. Maybe we'll cover it another time. You know, that's one of those things that we can do. But instead, we're going to go here. Okay? As I said, we're giving a little bit of a break. A little bit of a break from the Animal Uprising. If you guys are wanting to know more about the Animal Uprising, this is the #1 show on the web talking about it. It is. I don't know any other show that is dedicated this much time and this much energy to exposing the global plot of the animals. Because it's happening right now. It's the Great Animal Rebellion of 2020. Missouri man sells discontinued Taco Bell tacos from his freezer for $70 each. Would you buy those, by the way? I mean, take, for example, what is it, 7-layer burrito? They got rid of that. Which, by the way, I will never forgive Taco Bell for this. Never. You know what I mean? But what other items? You know, I only really know that. I only buy a handful of things on their menu. And I don't eat there anymore. I haven't eaten there in a long time. Ooh. You know, but you know, what other kind of things would you have? Let's see here. If do they show any of it? Yeah, they've removed a lot from their menu. I know that they removed the Nacho Supreme. And some of that stuff, I mean, look, don't they still have like the 3-layer burrito? The Mexican pizza's gone. dang, son. That was like a staple for a long time. And wasn't that actually one of the things that's kind of like actually somewhat authentic? I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be. It happens. We're a professional here, but it happens. Yeah, but would you buy that if you knew somebody? If you're like, man, I really love the 7-layer, or I really miss the Taco Bell Mexican pizza. Would you buy that? Much less for $70. I mean, again, man, people are spending ridiculous sums of money. Before we move on, oh, okay, I gotta say, we'll show this here in a second. I have to do just a public service announcement, and this is actually a little bit. This is not being funny. This is actually saying for real. LouRockwell.com, the organic prepper Daisy Luther has a post. Here's why you should start getting ready for Christmas now. And I just, I think that I think it's worth going and checking that out, okay? Because with everything going on, and with the way that the medical establishment is playing into the narrative, right, of all of this, and going down Loon Tune Lane, yeah, Loon Tune Lane, that's what they're doing with lockdowns and everything else. You're going to need to do this. You're going to need to think ahead for that. And I hate doing that. It bothers me when people are like, playing Christmas music before Thanksgiving, around Halloween, and all of a sudden people are already playing Jingle Bells, and you're like, dude, I love Jingle Bells as much as the next guy, but I'm going to sock you in the mouth. Just turn it off, dude. You're going to ruin it. That's like torture. It actually is. It's one of the things. That's what they did to the Branch Davidians, man. Playing that music on that loop and those crazy sounds, and you can only hear that so much. It's kind of one of the reasons why I'm glad that the Christmas Story Marathon is only 24 hours. Any longer than that, and it would be torture. I watched it for all 24. That's why the Yule log is torture. The Yule log just goes on for weeks, and you're like, dude, turn the channel. Here's why you should start getting ready for Christmas now. Just go check it out. Think about it, and think, if you're someone who celebrates that, and I know people who do not, right? It's people's choice, and people in America, you have that freedom. You can celebrate that. You could not celebrate it for religious views, whatever views you have. But if you do happen to celebrate that, and you are into gift giving at any measure at all, and I think it should be moderate. My family, we do not prioritize that. It's a feast for us. It's a holiday, but it's a feast. It's a major festival for the Catholic religion, and so we treat it with a great deal of centering the sacred in that. Okay, so go check that out. But all right, I wanted to show this because this is important. I don't know if you guys have seen this. We're living in a time that's super terrible. Okay, in fact, I was really glad. I wish that I had the missile. Actually, let me ask Ailey here to bring down that missile. Hold on a second. Hey, yo, Ailey, can you do me a favor? See, yesterday, we're going through the missal is like the order of service, the readings, the liturgy in the Catholic religion, and we have a daily one. We have the Latin Mass one. And the thing is that they have different readings that they have. So the gospel reading, the epistle, you've got the gradual, it's got all of it, all the prayers and everything. And there was a specific reading. Yeah, can you bring down the missal with yesterday's readings? Yeah.
Is it the one that Ambrose uses or the one that I usually use?
The one that you use.
Okay, I'll be down in a minute.
Okay, so here's the thing. So, we're going through it. And actually, I had something I wanted to play for you guys. I actually worked on some music yesterday. We went upstairs in the attic because there's going to be some changes in the studio, okay? And I'm going to be writing and doing other things upstairs. And so up in the spires, right, the towers of Castle Paleocrat. So going to be doing a lot more up there. But as I was up there, after doing the reading yesterday and praying that with the family and everything, it just made me think not only of how tragic our times are and how evil our times are, okay? How just absolutely demonic. But also what we can do, because it's easy to just get really, really cynical, okay? It's easy to do it. And I thought, what was it, the 20th? And so the thing is that, like, here, hey, let's see here. So the thing is that it's easy to get cynical. It's easy to get really, really angry and to just make fun of people. It's easy to feel like you're hopeless, or it's easy to feel like we have to resort to major measures. Look at the gun purchases. And I'm okay with that. I'm one of those, right? I'm one of those people that says, look, I'm perfectly fine. As many people as want to have them. But the reasons for it is fear. And I thought, and I said, the Lord talks about this. You know what I'm saying? And it was an amazing reading yesterday. I think it's the 20th Sunday after Pentecost, right? Let's see. Yeah, from Ephesians 5. Listen to this. Brethren, see how you walk circumspectly, not as unwise, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. So walk wise. It doesn't talk about just, be afraid, be freaking out, torture yourself with nothing but terrible news. And you're going to get terrible news on this. We have to keep up with it. It's current events. It's stuff that's actually happening. We're not pie in the sky. But at the same time, be wise. And in this case, wisdom may in fact encourage one to purchase a firearm, because the days are evil. Wherefore become not unwise, but understanding what is the will of God. And be not drunk with wine, wherein is luxury, but be ye filled with the Holy Ghost, speaking to yourselves in psalms and hymns and spiritual canticles, singing and making melody in your hearts to the Lord, giving thanks always for all things. And I thought about that. And I said, music, song, because the times are evil. Think about it for a second. I made music yesterday. I was upstairs and I was just, I was thinking about it, and I was making music, recorded it. In fact, I was gonna play it. I might do it tomorrow. Might put it in, because I didn't drop it into to the scenes and sources in OBS. But I thought, and I said, it's one of those things where sometimes singing can bring a sense of pride. It can bring strength. It can bring joy, like it did here. This right here is a baseball game. I don't know exactly where the baseball game was played, but this game, they were. You can hear the announcer. The announcer's like, and we're not going to do the national anthem. And just listen to what happened. Suffice it to say, the people weren't having it. And look at that team go out there. Listen to that. This is the thing. And that made me tear up a little bit, man. Because this right here is an awesome snapshot into not only what we're talking about, but into the greater perspective of what's happening right now in our country and even in the world. We have higher-ups. These people who are just detached from reality. This was a corporate decision, by the way, to say, we're not going to do the national anthem. The fans, the people, simply were not having it. This is social engineering. This is, you know what, we're going to do this because we want to shove our morals down your throats. You paid the ticket, we're shoving it down your throat. Because that's what you paid for, isn't it? That's why you bought this ticket to go to a baseball game. So that we can force our views down your throat. Because that's why everybody goes for baseball. And these, what are these ladies? Yeah, these are ladies, man. Just unbelievable. And the people rose up. And the kind of pride, I hope you guys felt that. I hope that, I know I did when I was watching that. I mean, I'm serious. I started getting kind of teary-eyed. Sitting there saying, in all of the stuff that we have going on, and in this world where we're terribly divided, you could even see it by one team going out and another team standing back. You could see it. You can see it with the division with the elite and the people down in the stands. You could see it. And in the end, the people in the stands rose up and with a single voice they sang. And think of how that lifted the hearts. It inspired one team to run back out. That's what they wanted. We're stronger, by the way. That's a great lesson. Because when, these people, these teams, they're going to do what they're told. They're the teams. They're kind of on that side of the aisle. We pay tickets to see them. But they have not just the part of them that's the player, but the part of them that is a person, just a regular person. Sally Sue, Johnny Q, Main Street type person. And in that mode, they wanted that. They ran back out. They felt compelled to that, just to the sound of that music, the sound of those notes and the people singing. The idea of standing down and standing off to the side to them would be unacceptable, and they ran out. Paul was onto something, man. You'd almost think, right? He was. He was. All right. In the comments, before we go on to the serious stuff here, Haley says that the cake looks like Play-Doh. That's what I thought too. I thought so. But maybe it was just really, really dried, gross icing. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. St. Martin, the warning, second coming of Jesus Christ, Mother of Salvation. We need to find places of refuge so we can provide daily masses. We have daily masses all over the place. And I don't know about that whole, when you're talking about second coming, look, I'm not in a I'm a preterist, man. I'm a preterist. So I don't believe in, the rapture stuff. I don't know exactly where you're going with that. And I don't like playing that game, man. I've known too many people in my lifetime being raised Pentecostal. The entire Pentecostal movement is a kind of Adventist movement. And I was born and raised in Battle Creek, Michigan. That's like, the headquarters, man. That's for the Adventist church. Okay, a lot of Adventists. You got the temple there. Is it a tabernacle or temple? It's been a while. Yeah, the book of, I don't know about that. All right. McElroy says, good morning. Looking forward to you this week. Thank you. I'm looking forward to you. I'm glad that you listen. Make sure to share with all your friends. Let people know. Because this, we put a lot of work into this very professional show. Let's see. James says, I have a Mongolian friend, and he told me how his family back in Mongolia makes pudding out of blood. Man, yeah, that's pretty gross, dude. What kind of blood, man? What kind of blood? You can't just say out of blood. Are they really going pretty dark here, man? What's going on with that? Coronavirus has entered the chat. It's like roaming around, man. It's roaming around. It's going through the keys at this point. That's why if you're on, that is why all these politicians and state organizations that know the truth, why they're saying, even if you're at home alone, in your basement, in a bunker, way beneath the earth, wear a freaking mask when you're on a Zoom call. It's not to be an example to anybody. It's because they know coronavirus can go through our computer screens. Is Gordon Ramsay? Yes. Okay. So the chef that we were talking about, when talking about the video of people eating cheese with maggots and stuff in there and puke bags and all that. I was saying Gordon Ramsay. Yes, Gordon Ramsay tried out a guinea pig. And Shannon in the comment section, nice to see you. KMO, nice to see you. Did Taco Bell remove these items because they were racist? You know, there might be people, dude. I've had family and friends from Mexico who come up here, and they hate it. They were like, "Oh, this is not Mexican food," and we kind of know that. You know, it's like the McDonald's of Mexican food. I mean, it's colorful, bright, fake food that tastes delicious. Now, I do like authentic Mexican food better. Okay, in fact, once I really got into that, and living where I do now, we have all these taquerias and other places all over the place, and it's just delicious stuff, man. Yeah, Billy, no progress with the call-ins. It won't be on this show because we need to set up the actual tech, and I apologize for that, man. I apologize. Come back tomorrow. I'm being dead serious about this. This is something that I'm not kidding when I say I'm not used to just talking for 2 hours. I don't like just talking for 2 hours. I like to be able to have people who call. I've done it for years, and it's one of those things you get accustomed to. And so when you're stuck with this, that's why I try to engage with as many comments as I can, is to say, look, not just to show that we have people watching all over the place and engaging with us in real time. And I love engaging with people, but really that's what it's about, is to say, to have that relationship and that back and forth with people who are watching. Okay. All right. Now we're going on to the big news. Big news, queering Calvin University. And of course, if you'd like for us to cover any of these stories, make sure we'll switch over to the main news banner, right? Going for gold, the gold standard. All right. So the thing is, if you would like us to share any stories or have interviews, things like that, make sure to email us, paleocratdiaries@gmail.com. You can find all of that. You can actually contact me directly in a chat box, and you can engage with me in a chat box at paleocratdiaries.com. And subscriptions are free. You can, once you subscribe, you've got kind of a profile on the site, so you can see notifications, things like that, and you can engage, of course, in the comments. You can go to the website, and you can do that. So Roger is talking about a certain individual, okay, at a student writing in the student newspaper at Calvin University, formerly known as Calvin College in Grand Rapids. That's where I live. In fact, I live right up the road from Calvin. I think it's about 5 minutes up the road. My kids used to go to school, the public school they used to go to, that used to be one of the facilities for Calvin College. I have a lot of friends who've graduated from there. In fact, I've got a buddy who started a Catholic student club, because there are Catholics that go there, because it's a university and it's not really distinctively Calvinistic anymore, and so it's kind of it's gone down that lane, and so they go there. And they asked me a while back if I would be willing to speak, and of course then the pandemic and all that stuff, and so we've had that. And by the way, if you'd like me to come speak at your organization, church, club, doesn't matter, even homeschool network groups, I'm always down. Always down with coming and having a good time. And it's always family-friendly fun. Okay? In the 102 years, this is writing in the paper, that Student Senate has existed, we have never had an openly gay student body president. This is just a fact. It doesn't say why, by the way. It just skips right over and says, oh, yeah, it's beyond time. Oh, it's beyond it. So do tell, when should it have happened that the LGBTQ community is represented in the highest student leadership position at Calvin? I'm proud to be the first. Oh, okay. So it's been long overdue. You don't tell us when it was due. Was it due in like 1980? When was it due in your opinion? And you know why she doesn't say? Do you know why? The reason why is because then you'd have to get into that whole debate about like it used to be a Bible-believing college. We could have disagreements all day long over Calvinism. I do. I have disagreements with Calvinism. I'm a traditional Latin Mass Roman Catholic. Big differences, man. Major time debates. But here's one thing we don't debate over, is the idea that the Bible is infallible, that the Bible is inerrant, that we believe that it applies throughout the ages, and that it's rather clear about the whole LGBTQ community crap. Sorry to tell you that. It's true. But of course, don't get into that, man. Don't get into that. Make it a political thing. The political wins and the waves, because that's ultimately what this is all about. These people, they don't base it on the Bible. Even their views of the Bible are completely based on whatever political change is happening. What's in the wind? Which way is the world going? We're like on the right side of history. And the Bible, ooh, it's looking pretty hit. It's looking pretty rough. I got to manipulate it like a Mr. Potato Head. It is. It's Mr. Potato Head land. These people are playing footsies. Weirdos, man. A few years ago, I never thought I'd be coming out to the world through my school newspaper at my Christian university. Why not? Maybe because, I don't know, that's like you've gone beyond simply sinning, right? We all sin. I'm not dogging people for that particular sin that they struggle with. But to say, I don't struggle with it, I embrace it, I treat it as my identity, and I want all of you to be proud of that too. That's a completely different ball of wax. At that point, you have a seared conscience. And you want other people to be in on that. And you know what? Dude, Romans is all about you, by the way. Romans 1. You're like, not just doing these things, you're encouraging other people. The Bible's got you covered. I wanted to be known as the girl who started a dance marathon and led students to raise $50,000 for a local children's hospital. The girl, by the way, thank you for that. That would be Helen DeVos Children's Hospital. And real quick, I got mad on Friday about the children's hospital. Had an excellent phone call. Okay, I don't agree with that, with the position, because my son was turned away because there were too many visitors, and by visitors I mean my wife and our 1-month-old and our 20-month-old son. Those are visitors, and they were over the line with that. And we got in a long conversation. And the representative that I spoke to, very, 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 very good. I am satisfied with that. And remember, I told you, I said, we're going to be getting some money. I said, you can't do that. We're getting gas cards. It's true. Getting gas cards. But my legacy will invariably be different because I am Calvin University's first openly LGBTQ student body president. I'm bisexual. Oh. Yeah, so you're just very confused. I've also questioned if I was a lesbian in the past. Yes, you have? Wow. Wow, that's really neat for you. You've wondered that. You should keep that between yourself and Jesus. Or maybe yourself and a priest. You should go talk to a priest about that. Bring it to the feet of the Lord. Usually I use the term queer because it encompasses all of these. So she's letting you know. She's like, look, I've been really confused. I'm currently bisexual. I used to think I was a lesbian, but the way I identify now is queer because it's like open to all of it. And I don't know where I'm going because I'm nuts. And I'm now the head of the student senate. Well, good for you. Bravo. Great job, Calvin. You suck. You are bad. Keep your kids away from there. Don't send them there. Do not send them there. One thing's for sure, I'm not straight. Oh, so okay. So you could be any of a bazillion different things on the spectrum, but boy, let me make this one clear. I'm not straight. So you might be, you're bi, and you said you've wondered if you're a lesbian. Have you ever wondered if maybe you're straight? Weirdo. Yeah. Just crazy, man. Yeah, Matt, in the comment section, I thought Reformed Christians were red-pilled. Dude, oh, no. No, the CRC, this is a big deal, man. In fact, that's part of this. I also desire to lead Calvin and the CRC into the future. This person's a megalomaniac. I'm going to lead them into the future. I'm now the student senate leader at Calvin. Blah. I'm going to lead them the charge. Some people just got to kind of know their place. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just true. Know your place. Somebody share this with that chick, by the way. Somebody share. Let her know. Let her know. Look, you know, you're popular. Let's see. Well, you're known beyond this. Who's this person, by the way? Is it Claire Murashima? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. See, we got that. By the way, pray for that school, man. Pray for that school. Oh, I can't even get it in frame. That sucks. Knife-wielding man dangling from Trump Towers says he's a member of Black Lives Matter on Facebook Live, demands to speak to Trump. He looks kind of like the really buff dude from the Bruce Lee movies. What's that guy's name? You know, he was always like really massive. His face kind of looks like that. Or like the Kung Fu dude on the first, Ninja Turtles. Remember that guy? Was that on Ninja Turtles 1 or Ninja Turtles 2? He's the pizza delivery guy. I have a feeling it might be Ninja Turtles 2. But yeah, he's on video. And he says right here, let's see, the man who's in his 20s. Let me see if I can get it further over here, because that's driving me nuts, man. Declared he's a member of Black Lives Matter. The man, who is in his 20s, has been dangling from the tower's 16th floor balcony since about 5:30 p.m. They added that he has threatened to kill himself. He says, I'm a member of Black Lives Matter, and I want to talk with Mr. Trump. Dude, do you have like a card or something? How are you a member of that? Do you just identify? Are you like an ally? Like, what's up with you, dude? I want to talk to Trump before the election. I don't want to die. If someone will try to pull this rope, I will jump and die. I have a knife. Wow, man, you're really making a good pitch to talk to the President of the United States. What's wrong with you? Wow, dude. What is wrong with you? Hey, I want to talk to the President. I've got a knife. Oh, that sounds really great. You sound like somebody that we'd love to have inside. Make sure to have the handcuffs ready. Yeah. You're going to walk in and they're going to pile drive you, put you in cuffs, then into one of those fancy jackets where you get to hug yourself for a long time and put you in a room that's covered in Nerf. Oh, but he insists, but I don't want to die. That's not the only crazy. Here's some more crazy. Update. This is going to drive me nuts, man. Give me a second. This is seriously not cool, man. I am not digging this. Let's see if I can scooch this bugger over. Let's see if I can scooch this bugger over, because this is going to drive me bonker town, guys. Bonker town. You know, one of the benefits of the show is that you get to read along with me. There we go. Let's see if we can do that. Might be better. Update. Suspect say ringleader in plot to kidnap wretched Governor Whitmer, also known as Wretched Gretchen. And if you don't know that yet, you got to go to paleocratdiaries.com. We have shared the meme. You can go ahead and check that out. Really great stuff. That apparently the ringleader was an alleged FBI informant. There was a whole bunch of them in there. And they pushed the entire plan. Deep within a story from the Detroit Free Press is a potential bombshell if it pans out to be true. Michael Tracy. I like Michael Tracy. Defense attorneys for the guys accused of plotting to kidnap the governor say, quote, one of the most active leaders was an FBI informant who pushed the rest of the group to engage in a crackpot scheme. Defense lawyers contend that there was no probable cause to arrest and to charge the suspect, arguing, among other things, that the suspects had no operational plan to do anything. that they were engaged in all legal activities, including talking in encrypted group chats and practicing military exercise with lawfully owned guns, and that it was the informant and the undercover agents who pushed others to do illegal things. It would not be the first time. It would not be the first time that this sort of thing it was done by FBI informants. You should go watch, by the way. There's an excellent video. Millie Weaver. Millie Weaver used to be with InfoWars. That's a controversy. I don't know. I don't cover drama between groups, but I like InfoWars, but I like Millie Weaver too, and I can appreciate a lot of things within ShadowNet or Shadowgate. I can appreciate some of the things that have come out about that. However, I think they're pushing it. I don't think it was wise to accuse Alexander of that without any kind of proof. They're just simply saying, well, look, this is how you can put this stuff together, and we think that this looks like a Mr. Potato Head, so we'll call it Mr. Potato Head. I don't think that was wise. Yeah. Let's see here. Women's marchers rally for women's rights in Washington, D.C., then stomp, beat, choke, and punch female Trump supporter. So you have thousands of these ladies going through, and there she is. Here's this lady, look. So they go, and they just, bludgeon the daylights out of this lady. Yeah, Black Lives Matter supporter grabbed DeLuca's Trump flag, and then when DeLuca attempted to grab it back, the woman punched and choked her. Due to the advanced age of the woman, that was choking, by the way, and the presumably fragile condition, DeLuca felt reluctant to defend herself, but was determined to get her property, the Trump flag, back. It was at that moment that a much younger female leftist arrived on the scene and began joining her older compatriot in hitting, pushing, and punching DeLuca. Unbelievable, guys. This stuff's been going on for a while. Oh, but remember, it's the right wing. The right wing is out there causing all of this violence. You're out of your mind. If when people tell you that, dude, just point them to the show. They can go. I have a lot of videos, by the way, on Telegram. If you're on Telegram, make sure to follow me, Paleocrat Diaries. I have a lot of videos documenting the violence. And we don't emphasize that here, but this is bad stuff. Right here, a video. Black Trump supporter viciously beaten at San Francisco free speech rally. Sucker punch, teeth knocked out. He was getting a guy away. He grabbed a dude and was getting him to go away from the provocateurs, from the counter protesters, also known as violent maniac criminals. So they come up all LARPed out in their black flag or black bloc stuff. Sorry, I don't want to black flag. That's a different thing, man. I don't want to dog black flag. Black bloc. And look, he gets punched right in the face. And there he is. Let's see if we can zoom up on that. See his teeth. Yeah. He's going to need serious reconstructive surgery with that. Teeth knocked out. Sorry to show you guys that. But this is what you're up against. Black guy, by the way. You, dude, if he's getting socked by the left wing, you sure as heck better know you would. Women. Black people. Doesn't matter. What is a Hispanic guy back in 2016 wearing a MAGA hat? They threw a brick at his face. Busted him up. He was interviewed multiple times. Here's another crazy loon bird. 73-year-old Vietnam veteran assaulted by unhinged liberal lunatic for holding a Veterans for Trump sign. Here's the lady. Would you imagine? I mean, sure, she looks kind of hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not looking that great. Looking a little bit like Shrek. But the thing is that, would you imagine? Oh, and she got the Bernie sticker. Good, okay. Yeah, I can imagine that. If I saw the Bernie sticker, I would say, yeah, you might be a violent lunatic, especially if you're looking a little Shreked out. Just saying. But can you imagine? So, woman, okay? Black guy, Hispanic guy, 73-year-old man. Kenosha protester charged with firing gun right before Kyle Rittenhouse began shooting. Look at this crazy loon bird. Is he pulling a Charles Manson with an upside-down cross between his eyes? What is that? He thinks that's a cool look or something? But dude, hey look, shooting at a young person. So there we go. Young person, woman, elderly veteran, black man, Hispanic young man. Dude, they're covering all the bases. And again, they now, by the way, I need an update on this, by the way. Anybody in the comment section, you gotta let me know what's up with this, because I'm interested to see what kind of charges they're gonna actually bring up with him. When you have a protester charged with firing the gun right before he began shooting, dude, your case, good luck, man. Good luck. Woman wearing a U.S. flag shirt mobbed near San Francisco Antifa protest. Let's see, how long is this thing?
Take that shit. That's right, no mace. Where's your mace now?
Hold on a second. I apologize. How would you feel, by the way? You're walking on the street and you're completely surrounded. How would you feel? Unbelievable, by the way. Unbelievable. And for what? And for what? This is where we are. But we're at a place right now. We're at a place right now where, watch, Handmaid's chant Amy Coney Barrett is a Christian theocrat. They don't even know what a theocrat means. If you go up there and you talk about separation church and state, dude, you're just not a theocrat. If you talk about separation of church and state, and she did, which by the way rankles me a little bit. I'm not the hugest fan of that. You know what I'm saying? I understand the distinction between church and state. I understand that. But I think that the way that that's been understood and applied, and the way that it was intended, by the way, that was a huge departure from the colonies. Massive. Massive departure. Almost apostate, by the way. Given the framework of the founders before the federal founding. But they don't even understand what it is. So they hype it up. Oh my gosh, she's a theocrat. She's going to come and try to make everybody Catholic and force everybody to go to church. They're obviously nuts. But if you believe that, if you actually believe that, again, it's kind of like we've said about Black Lives Matter. If people actually believe that it's super scary, like the talk, that it's super scary, and you might walk outside, are you next? Are you the next black kid that's going to get shot for no reason? You never know. It happens all the time. No, it doesn't. No, it does not. But if you believe that, and you say, oh man, it's all around us all the time. If you actually believe that, you're going to start acting insane. And in fact, it would make sense. And that's why they believe what they're doing makes sense, because they're starting with a false starting point. Starting points matter. Yeah. And it's not, you look, they're going after Senate candidate John James. Joe Biden insulted the wrong guy. John James responds, the people you're relying on so desperately for the position you want are African Americans, yet you continue to insult us. They're struggling, dude. They're struggling. Hungarian trade minister blasts crooked Joe Biden after he calls Poland and Hungary totalitarian regimes. Yeah, he said that they were dictatorships. Are you kidding? Yeah, the by the way, the foreign minister, I've mentioned this guy before. I wish I knew how to say his name. Peter? I don't know how to pronounce that last name. Not even going to try, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, but he called on Joe Biden to explain his corrupt family business stealing from the Ukrainian people. The guy's awesome, by the way. The guy's awesome. You want to see a guy who unapologetically defends Christianity and Western civilization? It's that guy. We need him. In fact, look, he needs to be part of the Trump team. Just does. I know Hungary loves him, and I know that they're keeping him over there for good reason. But man, we need more people like him. A valiant defender. Just tears these people up. You got to find out more about it. I'm telling you. Cops stand down as Antifa terrorists attack Trump supporters at rally in Ithaca. Yeah. Lucente noted that a 60-year-old woman was accosted by the mob and suffered a dislocated shoulder due to the Antifa terror. He's urging Trump supporters to show up with overwhelming numbers for a follow-up protest next weekend. Yeah. Matt in the comment section says civilizations always end with human sacrifice and sodomy. And then violence. Because that's the only way they're ultimately going to do it. I mean, they can spread by, it's a multifaceted attack, right? They've got ways of breaking us down, of demoralizing us. Okay, there's actually a structure to this, into how this is done. There's a technical name for it. We're actually going to talk about it this week, where the process eventually ends up with normalization, which is so interesting because part of the entire coup against our president began, in fact, with this idea. Once he won, this idea, we can't normalize this. We can't normalize this. And while they were saying that, it's revealing their hand because they've been trying to normalize something else, which, by the way, is at the tail end of that program. And so with those 4 steps, dude, you are in trouble at this point. You're in trouble. Here's somebody who felt that she was in trouble and she got out. I want to know who this is. Lovecat_X. I feel the need to distance myself from my former Nick castmates. She's talking Nickelodeon. Not the babies. They had nothing to do with it. I don't hate them. It's just that I was unsuccessfully groomed. The question mark. Unsuccessfully. Groomed by an LA-based director, and nobody did anything about it. Not even the adults. That was by far not the worst thing that's happened to me. But it solidified a very unhealthy foundation in my relationship with my sexuality. That wouldn't it? Over the years that led to some bad situations, really bad. It says, am I angry? Yes, I'm angry. I finally feel rage, especially for the kids who weren't/aren't as lucky as I was. This is where we are. This is where we are. There's a great documentary. I have it saved on my computer, and I always forget the name of it. But it basically details kind of the history of show business and grooming children. It's absolutely, it's stunning. It's grotesque. It's infuriating. And it's highly documented. Irrefutable, in fact. They have people on mics, man, that did not want to be there. Those people. Those people. And this is where we get to levels of enforcement. Look at this. This is in New York, by the way. I believe this is outside of a synagogue. That's a sheriff taking pictures inside the facility. Churches, parishes, beware. They're coming. Knock, 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 knock. Open up. Handcuffs for you. Handcuffs for you. You are violating the new normalization rules. How dare you take risk assessment on your own? Isn't this really creepy, though, if you think about it? You know? Isn't there some kind of like historical lesson to this, by the way? Don't we kind of remember a little bit of some kind of an historical lesson where, you know, Jews are kind of inside a building and authorities are like peeking in with cameras and stuff? or just peeking in windows and knocking on the door, knock, knock, knock. We're coming for you. Little something, something. This lady might say bad words, but you have to hear this. I apologize in advance. This lady is obviously unhinged.
But I feel like we're living in an alternate universe here. That something has happened to the United States of America. And we're all grasping and trying to hold on to our democracy. I see what's going on in Texas. The vote is being repressed. This is evil. This is wrong.
By the way, look at those eyeballs. What'd I tell you? She's feministing all over us. Hide your wife, hide your kids. Those eyeballs are getting everybody out there. It's true. It's true. Just listen to the hyperventilation, guys. It gets worse. She's really working herself up to the grand finale.
Republicans have to stop. I'm terrified.
By the way, real quick, gotta interrupt her. I hate doing that, you know, interrupting her. She was on a roll. You know, but the thing is, she's terrified. I'm terrified. Ah! This is Spirit of Fear stuff, by the way. This is Spirit of Fear. That's why we gotta sing songs, guys. That's why we gotta sing songs. We gotta make music, make melodies in our hearts and in the air to one another.
Listen to me, Republicans. Listen. You are the people in history they warned us about. They warned us about people like you. Pay attention.
You've got our attention. Dude, remember the guy earlier that was hanging on Trump Tower and we gave him one of those fancy coats? Get this, girl. Get this girl a coat. Stat. She needs one as well. With maybe 2 or maybe 10 buckles in the back. By the look of it, 10.
We're losing our democracy! Wake up! Wake up!
Whew. Man, are you guys getting this, by the way? Are you getting this? In the comment section. Moving on. We're going to keep cranking along here. But in the comment section, Michael says, I think the guy you're thinking of, the guy that I compared the dude scaling the wall of Trump Tower. I mentioned that he was, you know, maybe he was on the movie Enter the Dragon or whatever. Bolo. Yes, dude. From Enter the Dragon. He was only he was in more than one movie, dude. Maybe only one Bruce Lee movie, but not one movie. No way. I just saw, wasn't he in Bloodsport? And it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Part 2. Yes. Jeff, dude, nice to see you, brother. Jeff says Carter Wong is the buff Asian dude. Carter Wong. Kathy says, watching you on the big screen, isn't it the best way to do it? Isn't it the best? You know, just turn on the big screen, okay? Do your thing. You know, get all the stuff done throughout the day. It's a great way. I mean, you listen to it. You're absorbing genius, okay? You're obviously already a genius for tuning in the first place. You're probably super smart, very successful, and mega hot. Because that's just the way, that's our demographic. That's our demographic. Especially with the ladies. Another lady, Bethany. I'm pretty darn sure that's the scoop. The undercovers definitely were instigating, talking about the kidnapping plot that was going on. One commenter says that this lady sounds possessed. Yes. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of wickedness going on. And in that world, isn't it nice to see stuff like this?
Not.
Oh, hold on a second. We got to rewind that.
Now, he's supposed to look like Donald Trump, but he's actually much too good looking. You are really handsome. Are you having a good time tonight?
Not.
Where's your daddy?
By the way, look at his hair. You see it's like two-toned? He's got kind of like these blonde streaks, and they seem like they're coming from different directions and stuff. I bet you that he has the same thing that my son Lucian has. Lucian has that. Lucian has a really, really bright blonde streak. And he's got, actually, the hair looks a lot like this little guy. Kind of amazing. Oh, sorry about that, guy.
Now, he's supposed to be good looking. You are really handsome. Are you having a good time tonight?
Not.
Says night.
Where's your daddy? And your mommy, right? Do you want to go back? Do you want to go back to them, or do you want to stay with Donald Trump?
Jump.
Hey.
Let's
Yeah. Isn't that the thing, guys? Isn't that? And so in this world, you're seeing all of this crazy wickedness. You're seeing all of the violence and all of the insanity, all of the diabolical, satanic nonsense on the left. And on the right, you got this. This is where we are, guys. This is where we are. And that's why, yeah, all the violence. All the violence. Yeah, right. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. You see it here. Here's another great video. Let's see if we got it queued up. Let's got to rewind that.
I'll say it. Somebody said to me the other day, "You're the most famous person in the world by far." I said, "No, I'm not. No, I'm not." They said, "Yes, you are." I said, "No." They said, "Who's more famous?" I said, "Jesus Christ."
That's what I'm talking about. Yes.
I'm not taking any chances. I'm not going to have an argument. Hey, I'm not having any arguments. Jesus Christ. I'm not going to take any chances. I'll give it, I guarantee. And let me look up and I'll say, and it's not even close.
So yeah, again, so there we are. So we've got Corona Joe. You know, we have Dementia Joe. We've got JoeBidenIsSick.com. If you haven't checked that out, you got to do it. It lays out the case, guys. I'm so sorry. Look, if you go and you watch that and you go, I don't think that that's true. I don't think that this is compelling evidence. Let me know. Let me know. But this is where we are. Singing the national anthem. Waving the flag. Veterans taking pride in the United States. Trump not pretending that he's greater, that he's God. People talk about megalomaniac. Look, why wouldn't they say that about other people? John Lennon and stuff. What's up with that? Oh, they're going to make his song, imagine, they're going to make that the theme of the New World Order. Just nuts. This is where we are. This is why we have to be confident, guys. We got to be brave. We got to be confident. And Kathy in the comments says, I'm a genius, not sure about super hot. Again, the likelihood is in your favor. Believe me, the likelihood is in your favor. If you're watching the show, like I said, I don't know. Now maybe you know, there's like the statistical outlier. You got the bell curve, and so there's people on both sides of that kind of thing. But the median is like mega hot. I think I think that's the very scientific term they use for the middle. Okay, so right in the middle, like if you're kind of hovering around that, you are mega hot. Okay, you know, so even the ones down at the very bottom, I mean, they're still not, you know, they're not fugly. I don't think we've got any fugly listeners. No butterfaces. Oh. And you ladies know what I'm talking about. Believe me, we've got a whole bunch of ladies that watch this show. And I'm proud of each and every one of them, man. I know that a lot of the topics are kind of like testosterone driven and stuff. But, you know, I'm a dude, okay? We believe in the binary. We believe in the binary here. And we love ourselves some strong, beautiful, spiritually powerful women. I love these kind of memes, by the way.
We will shine for everyone to follow.
And that's where we are. We're smack dab in the middle of a war. We're smack dab in the middle of a civil war. And what are we doing? We're singing, making merry. Yeah, singing and making merry, folks. We're arming ourselves with wisdom and understanding, with praying and accepting the will of God. And we're kicking butt and we're taking names. There was the town halls, which is hilarious. They didn't want to do a debate. Oh, they wouldn't want to do a debate, you know, because of the Rona. But here they are. Why? What's the difference? Now you've got two situations. These are definitely some super spreader moments. Double the displeasure. Oh, no. And the news goes on, and the news talks about the ratings, the Nielsen ratings. And they go, dude, yeah, man. Reliable sources, by the way. Brian Stelter. That guy. Oh, that guy sucks. He's the worst, isn't he? He's got to be the worst. The worst of the goons on mainstream media, right? And any of the main channels, he's the worst one. He's a goon. But he gets on there and says, oh, yeah, Biden won in the ratings. And, of course, all he does is he takes legacy media. He takes TV ratings. Are you nuts? Are you nuts, dude? Maybe he did that because CNN's online sources were so bad. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, CNN, dude, any of these people, whenever they go on to online, which, by the way, just so you guys understand this, you know, you're watching me online. You ain't turning on CNN. You know, unless you had like a really bad stomach thing going on, but you couldn't get to that point where you needed to puke, and you're like, Brian Stelter can help. It's the only thing he can help me with. Gotta get it out. But yeah, but Trump crushed Biden online. Absolutely destroyed him online. Of course he did. And by the way, that should be a warning sign. Not just with all of the African Americans out there right now who are very public now about their support for Donald Trump, but how many people in the Latino community who are supporting Donald Trump. Oh, I'm so sorry. Latinx. That's phony crap. I ain't gonna say. Latino. Okay. Hispanic. In their community. You know, communities, plural. That support Donald Trump. And young people supporting Donald Trump. Yeah. Whitmer accuses Donald Trump of inspiring and incentivizing and inciting domestic terror. She went on Meet the Press, which, by the way, is a joke. Whoa, that's let's get a little bit bigger anyway. Sorry about that. Talking about you became a target of the president. People were saying lock her up. Yeah, dude, there's a lot of people that say that because their jobs are gone. Because they haven't been allowed to go to church. How do you even have the freaking right, by the way? It's a God-given right. Constitutionally, it is a God-given right. And you know what? Dude, this drives me nuts. The state does not have jurisdiction over the church. This is why, you know, I've said big disagreement here. Big disagreement. Christ is the king. Christ is the king. Heaven and earth, all power, all authority, heaven and earth given to him, not to Empress Whitmer. She has delegated powers. Delegated powers, meaning the source of power is not in her. It relies on a source outside of itself. But she doesn't care. She plays Empress. She plays Empress Supreme, and people are dying. When this is over, I'm warning you now. People on the left, right? These rabid individuals that don't understand statistical analysis and say, well, yeah, we believe that we're going to be able to flatten the curve. And you go, okay, flatten the curve, right? Which, by the way, remember how many times we were told that there was going to be a surge? Remember how many times we were told that the healthcare facilities would be overwhelmed and that we would have dead healthcare workers left and right? Remember that? Over and over and over, beat into your head day after freaking day. Remember that? These people, even if they get their way and say, well, yes, we've limited this number of people who died. You say, okay, now let's look at the statistics of the fallout from that particular policy. They may not like the idea that the cure is more dangerous and deadly than the virus. They may say, well, that's crazy. Then let's talk about the numbers. Let's talk about the suicide increase. Let's talk about the abuse increase. Let's talk about the drug addiction increase. Let's talk about the number of people who are dying. TB, cancer, diabetes, who would otherwise be getting their tests done in order to screen to get an early fight on this, to say, I found it in the early stages. I have a fighting chance. Those people are screwed. And you think for a second that people aren't going to flip out? You think for a second that people aren't going to lose their minds? And do you think for a second that the case will not be made that not only do you not have that power, but in doing that and just completely decimating the economy, completely decimating people's lives, that the argument will not be made that maybe you should be locked up? You should be locked up. Doesn't get it. YouTube cracks down on Q. I'm not even going to say it. You don't want to talk about that. Banning conspiracy content and that targets individuals to justify violence. What do they say about the Russiagate conspiracy? What do they say about the conspiracy that Donald Trump is supposedly some kind of fascist? It's inspiring violence. Look, go back about 20 minutes ago, guys. We need to do a countdown, by the way, for how long this show is going to last on YouTube. So here's Joe Biden. He had a rough week. Oh, it must be just the image. That's a bummer. Yeah, okay, so this particular image, this is of him, and he was he was reading from a massive teleprompter. Massive. You know, just gigantic, and it's far away from him. But we can see it now. We can see the teleprompter. We talked about this at the beginning of the show, mentioned it. You can see the media is in like full protection mode. Are the photos of Hunter Biden smoking crack real? False. There are no photos. This is Snopes, by the way. This is why it's a joke. There are no photos of Hunter Biden asleep with a crack pipe. There is, however, a photo of him asleep with a meth pipe. And that picture is real. There is a difference, by the way, between meth and crack. And you know, I don't know if you can smoke crack out of a pipe like that. Never smoked crack. Not out of a crack pipe. Not gonna lie. You know, the thing is you know, you can smoke meth out of a pipe like that. That's a meth pipe. What's up with this? Just another picture, man. There's no record of Joe Biden using the term super predator. Again, this is taken from Twitter. It's a screenshot from Twitter. Let's see if we can make it bigger. There we go. Yeah. So there's no record of Joe Biden using the term super predator, according to NBC News and factcheck.org. You know what's crazy is that they could have simply said he actually, and they would, if you go in and you check it yourself, it's another one of those things like, it's not a crack pipe, it's a meth pipe. Dude, you did that and you made that story so that you could deflect and people, you know that people are going to see, is this the case with the false symbol, and they'll move on. They know it. They know that people, the way that people, a lot of individuals will consume media, especially on social media, is to just see those quick snippets and say, this is an authority that I trust. I don't need to read the details. Like this one. What does he call him? He calls him super sociopathic. He has like this long description of what they were. So to sum it up and say super predator, that is a mistake. It was Hillary that said that. He said something worse. But how do they frame it on Twitter? There is no record of Joe Biden using the term super predator. And then they stack the deck with the authorities, NBC News and factcheck.org. So it's like it's partially true. Donald Trump. Again, big tech, big media, big Hollywood, all of them. Full court press, guys. Just know your enemy, man. Know your enemy. And you're seeing that on full display right now. This video has been deleted. This is Team Trump, by the way. Joe Biden is a liar and who's been ripping off our country for years. Video deleted. And how is this working? Here's how. Because Harris, Kamala, her former press secretary, is the top Twitter communications official. This is ridiculous. Again, they are a wing of the Democratic Party. Period. Full stop. Don't believe them anymore. If you're on Twitter, go to Parler. Stop wasting your time on Twitter. Just give up on it. You know, be a little bit lazier and do different searches, or make a list of groups. Diversify it. Don't make it. You don't want a big bubble, okay? But diversify the group a little bit and say these are groups that come out with different perspectives and oftentimes may disagree with each other, and make a list of those so that way you can just go into that list and you don't need to even deal with that phony, fake trending crap because it's all just do. You could have a video that's got millions of views. Won't trend. Why? Because some SJW weirdo over there is making the rules. Kind of like the weirdos over at Spotify. They have a video promoting that stuff. You should see it. It's crazy. It's insane. These people, like I said, video game in the brain crap, man. Facebook suspends user Jamie Allman's account after he posts video of hundreds of black Trump supporters chanting, "We love Trump." So here you have hundreds of people. So whether you're getting beat up, whether you're getting blocked, whether you're getting banned, whether you're getting lied about, it is a full court press. You need to be completely on guard. And you know what? You're doing it by coming on and watching the show. This very professional show. Can meth be smoked out of a glass rose? You have to break that down for me a little bit there, Nuno. Take this, Rick Newman. I'm a writer at Yahoo Finance. My editors would never let me publish a story as flimsy as that one, talking about the New York Post, which, by the way, there's going to be monumental, mind-blowing stuff coming out because they're following the Breitbart method. We're talking Andrew Breitbart. They're following the method of saying you put something out, you get them to lie, and then you put that next thing out too. It's smart because they know how politics works. They know that look, we just have to know, and that's why you can't get too riled up, is you just have to know that whenever you make a claim, that the other side is going to have their claim. They're not just going to go, well, we're wrong, I guess we're going to believe like you. You have to know ahead of time. That's just the way it works. And if you accept that from the get-go, look, you're okay. So this guy, he's a phony baloney guy, Rick Newman. And he says, I would never be allowed to claim like that and peddle some kind of flimsy story. So this guy goes, this you? Trump's Russia connections are becoming clearer. And this is where it's hilarious. You can just use these things to show the hypocrisy of this. We have to figure out how to go deeper than that, though. You know, it's more than just showing hypocrisy. Sick and tired of Republicans who co-opt faith. This is AOC. She's sick and tired of Republicans who co-opt faith as an excuse to advance bigotry and barbarism. Fact is, if today Christ himself came to the floor of Congress and repeated his teachings, many would malign him as a radical and eject him from the chamber. I don't even disagree entirely with that, by the way. Because for one thing, he would say that he is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, and all power and all authority has been given to him on heaven and on earth, and that we are to subject all things to him until the last thing to be under his feet is death. AOC wouldn't like that. She'd be like, oh my gosh, I think he's a terrorist. So stop playing phony baloney, AOC. And this is what I don't like. They drum up Jesus as a prop. The right does it too. I know a lot of people on the right who drum up Jesus as a prop. They do it at Christmas time. They do it at Christmas time. It's all about money. You know, when Christmas comes, we're going to talk about some of the war on Christmas stuff. And there's a legitimate war, a legitimate claim that there is a war on Christmas. At the same time, there's a lot of stuff that's just being peddled for the money, and they know that you will gobble it up like Thanksgiving dinner. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. Yeah, it was alleged, apparently, that there was a glass rose. There's a glass rose. You know what? Hey, man, share a picture of that zoomed up. You know, because the thing is, very few organizations at this point, even the fact checkers that would look, if it was a glass rose, I think there'd be a lot of people that'd be like, dude, it was just a glass rose. Are you nuts? But hey, I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, dude, I don't want to say a guy's smoking meth if he's not. I mean, he might be an upstanding saint. Or just simply not a meth smoker. Not a meth addict, although I don't know if you've seen his teeth lately. It's looking pretty hit. Maybe he has a vitamin deficiency. Maybe. We'll talk about this one later. I want to talk first. Let's see here. Hold on. Because come on now. Got a whole bunch of stories. Okay. We're going to talk about this. I might go over about 15 minutes. I apologize. Women's soccer players generally are cute, while cute little white girls, while WNBA players were all shapes and sizes. A lot of black, gay, tall women. There's maybe an intimidation factor, and people are quick to judge it and put it down. This is according to Sue Bird, talking about this, and it sparked a big debate. And part of that debate had this in it. Let's see here. See if we can zoom up on that. So here, Ryan how would you pronounce that? Hodgson? Yeah. Ryan Entheus. Or Ryan in the U.S. So sorry about that. I hate when they don't use capitals. Anyway, just in case you thought we'd reach some kind of equality, think again. And they got a picture of Sue Bird and LeBron James. And this is not meant to be comedy, by the way. This is a serious conversation, and we're going to treat it seriously. 17 years in the WNBA, or 17 seasons. 17 seasons in the NBA. 4 WNBA championships, 4 NBA championships. The salary for 2020 for Sue, $215,000. The salary for LeBron James, $37.44 million. The bonus for winning the 2020 finals for Sue, $11,356. The bonus for winning the 2020 finals for NBA, $370,000. Now Ryan goes further, and I can't scroll down further than this. Says so many triggered men responding to this, calling me all sorts of names. I won't call them all sorts of names. Telling me how ignorant I am. I might say that. I might say that. Yes, I do understand math, supply and demand, and basic business principles. But systemic sexism... what's systemic sexism? Oh, he's Daffy Duck in this crap, man. Affects opportunity before we even get that far. Does it really? Does it really, buddy? We'll find out. That's what you guys don't get. Let's see here. So I get into this conversation, right? I get into a conversation, and this guy's a nice guy. We disagree, right? He's a hardcore leftist. His name's Christopher Tanner. Okay, Cellar Door Skeptics. He's a podcaster. He says, I agree with Dave Hall here. And Dave Hall, by the way, Dave Hall, you're a douchebag. You're the kind of guy that will throw, a bunch of food, and then somebody throws back, and you're like, and you ban people, dude? What's wrong with you, man? You got to man up, champ. The reason the NBA is more successful is because that is what has been chosen by society to be successful commercially. That's an awkward way, and maybe he thinks something a little bit differently about this, but that's an awkward way of saying the people are just really interested in seeing like really, really tall, mega buff, super heavy guys running super fast and slam dunking over each other like redwood trees in a fight. Maybe they're saying that, because that's true. It isn't that you can find many WNBA games on main channels. The question is why. And that, this is where they turn it into a systemic sexism problem that's like the octopus, is got us all in on it. The racist, sexist octopus. And we can just look at numbers and say, dude, do you watch it? Or are you a raging sexist too? Maybe you turn into every game. Do you watch the highlight reel, dude? Do you love that crap? No offense, but dude, I've watched WNBA games. I've watched minor league, kind of these independent league games too. I've been to their games. I've been to a WNBA game. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I went to an LPGA game, a tournament. I went to one. I think it was in Ada, Michigan, actually. And why does it matter? Go on YouTube and see if people are looking it up in their own spare time. While I like Dave's allowance for finances to transfer to what? And this is the thing, playing Mr. Potato Head with money. The other thing is they could do is stop segregating the leagues. Dude, there'd be no women. Allow for women to play right alongside men if they want to. Dude, no. I got into this. Dave Edwards says, false comparison. The level of skill is not the same between leagues. The level of skill is not the same between the two athletes. And the level of interest in the leagues are not the same because the level of skill differs. If the WNBA sold more tickets and more airtime with ads and the number of viewers the NBA gets, she'd be paid the same. I don't know what to tell you. You can't make money just pop up out of nowhere. You have to have that in order to use that. And you can try to pump it all day long and say, dude, if we get this girl from this league, dude, it's going to really just boost the ratings. Everybody's going to tune in. They're going to have big parties. We're all going to watch the WNBA games with those one-handed dunks that a couple of them can do. Dallas goes, that's because nobody watches. Even most women don't want to watch the WNBA. Fact. More women watch NBA because they like it than the WNBA. But it's one of those, well, why aren't you supporting the women? And they're like, because I want to see the best players play. And I like watching the women do their thing too. But the truth is, we all know that it's not even close. In fact, I would encourage anybody. Right before the show, my wife and I, we were talking about this. And we watched a WNBA versus NBA slam dunks, right? And showing the it's just not even close, dude. It's like it's a different universe. It's a different universe. It's like what, man? What would it be? Lemurs and gorillas? You would have these massive physical differences. And it's funny that they talk about the WNBA, you know, and they're like, oh, well, you know, we need to have like the lady who's the center who can occasionally do some two-handed dunks and pull her skinny body up. And you go, okay, that's great. The truth is, she would not be a center. And she probably wouldn't even be a starter. I'm sorry to say that, man. I'm sorry if it bums people out. But this isn't to dog women. It's to say that there's a legitimate reason why we divide the sexes when it comes to this. This guy brings up a really great point. Saying your last comment is about as spot on as it comes. People do want to see good competition. They also want to see good competition that excites them. And I thought, if you had, for example, I brought up, in fact, it might be the next slide here. Yeah. Okay. You know, I was talking to a buddy of mine who is you know, a Notre Dame fan. His son is in the band at Notre Dame. And so his son plays music, and he's a really good friend. In fact, he helped me this weekend fix the brakes on my car, messed up my hand every time. You know, but we were sitting there and I heard, well, Notre Dame is ranked number 4. And we had a serious conversation. He agrees with me, by the way. He agrees this is not, you know, it's not good to rank them that way. It's not good. Because what ends up happening is it creates this false thing. Because when Notre Dame gets lined up with another team that has a much harder schedule throughout the year, like they did what was it, last year, 2 years ago, when was it? They were in the playoff game for the title, they got trounced. And that wasn't even enjoyable to watch unless you were, you know, on the side that was dominating the game. It wasn't even pleasurable to watch. It would have been more pleasurable as a consumer. It would have been more pleasurable if they were actually rated realistically. And in this scenario, we're talking about massive dudes. Notre Dame is not tiny. Notre Dame is a big school. But I said, barring guilt manipulation and quotas from diversicrats, in other words, how would they boost interest? We all know guilt manipulation, quotas. It wouldn't just be let them play, because they would learn very, very, very quickly that these chicks just don't have a chance. Period. You know, let's say there was 2 that made it in. That's a joke, man. You gave up an entire league for that? 99% wouldn't make the cut. And I said, it's not like this hasn't been attempted before. We've seen it in golf, in football, in wrestling, just to mention a few. And that's not even counting what happens when male to females are included in girl and women's sports. Size, these are irrefutable. Good luck on this one. Size, strength, speed, biology, these things matter. Especially when you're talking about pro and commercial sports, because people want to see the best of the best. Which is why I think it's not only unwise, it's unfair to combine them. I think, however, to throw a bone, I think that they should do more games competitively with each other. That's an intermediate way to say, look, let's do some games, and even games where we mix it up. But here's the thing. There would be a tendency to say, you're going to take it lighter. Because you don't want to hurt people. These guys are massive. Look at the muscles and the body weight alone. And the tall girls in the WNBA, they're going to look average to under average in the NBA. Because biology matters. In fact, I would bet, and I think this is what got me banned by or blocked by Mr. Hall, is I said that they probably insisted it's informal. Just like the USA women's soccer team did when they played and got beat by a freshman or JV high school team. I think they were under 15 and under in, what was it, Dallas? They got beat. I mentioned Annika Sorenstam. You remember that, by the way? Do you remember that? Annika Sorenstam and Michelle Wie. Really great golfers, by the way. Really great golfers. Some of the best women golfers in modern history. And they wanted to test the waters to see how well they would do when in competition with who's described as the best in the world. And so they went and they played. Didn't make the cut, man. Couldn't make the cut. We're talking, there were people who made the cut that weren't even like pros. They were like pros at a golf shop. You know what I'm saying? Randos and crap. No-namers. They get on there. It was cool on the one hand that they tried that, but it was another thing, and that's golf. The long drive competition. Where are the ladies? In the comment, a woman's body is not made to do what a man's can, nor is a man's body made to do what a woman's can. It's totally true. Now, men and women's bodies, they can play basketball, but the idea that you're engaged in athletics that require things like height, speed, and I said, look, you can make the case. I told my buddy this, okay? I said that if you want to change this and you want to change the culture, convince people that massive dudes slamming into one another isn't really fun and exciting to watch. Right? Like the greatest hits. They have to make rules, by the way, on how they hit because it's so intense. It can really wreck people. People have been wrecked bad. Or persuade people that gigantic men dunking through a crowd of redwood trees isn't exciting. Or figure out a way to persuade golf fans that scores and qualifications just don't matter. Or figure out a way to sway fans of, almost any pro or Olympic sport that's bigger, faster, stronger, and that it isn't really what sports are about. You can make that case. You can say, look, I think that this sport's even better because of the finesse and strategy and agility. Go for it. Go for it. Make that case. Persuade people. But we're talking deep-rooted, super deep-rooted, lizard brain, monkey town, tribal stuff that goes, me like people throw ball in hoop. That's what this is. Me like people big lugs hit each other. This is ancient stuff, man. So you're like, I want to social engineer that. We need to tinker with people's brains from the top down and make them feel new things and realize that they're really missing out. I know people like that. We should only listen to classical music, for example. Or, jazz is really great. I love jazz, but I'm okay with the idea that it's kind of a niche market. And that they're not like, why isn't this independent person with this really, quirky shtick, why aren't they like more popular than Taylor Swift? Well, because we know the science of music, dude. We know what activates certain parts of the mind and the eye. We already know it. But here's the thing, and I need to say this, when people make this argument that, well, it's because we don't have enough money being pumped in and we don't have enough, number one, that's nonsense. It doesn't matter. You can give a person a bunch of money And that's not actually going to change the idea that their skill ability. They're not going to grow taller because you gave them $1 million. I mean, I'm gonna try really hard. I'm gonna try to grow taller. You know. But the thing is there's this idea on the left that, well, when they talk about the marketing part and they're like, you know, doing the conspiracy crap. The problem with this, man, is that they treat media like a hypodermic needle. And it's unsurprising, by the way. And I love Chris. He's a great guy. But it's unsurprising that he takes the hypodermic needle direct effect, immediate effect theory of how this works. Because if I had to bet money, I would say he's a critical theorist. With his brand of leftism. He's a critical theorist. You know? In the comments, I watch hockey for the fights, which wouldn't be that great if women were playing. Dude, yeah, I mean, they're going to knock each other out. And it's like, I told somebody, I said, honestly, honest to goodness, and I mean really serious about this. I think that it's applicable. Not only the Notre Dame story, I think that's applicable. But I think that the idea of G.I. Jane or the Navy SEAL, right? It's like, you know, I'm going to become a Navy SEAL as a woman. And they fought for that. And they made sure, man, that the people were guilty and they felt really manipulated and they felt really sad. And man, we better let the ladies come into the Navy SEALs. You know how many there are right now? 0. There are 0. There are 0 because that's an elite fighting force, and you just simply cannot play that game with elite fighting forces. We'll play that another time. All right, we're going to the memes, guys. I want to thank everybody. We're going to go to these memes. This was kind of fun. I did a lot more. I don't like that I can't scroll around on some of this stuff. You know, it's a little bit harder to scroll if I just use the screenshots and stuff, and I kind of don't like the look and feel of that. But it was kind of nice. We went through a lot of different things. We touched on a lot of different stories. So I'm sorry I went over. All right. Remember, if you want to share memes, the easiest way to do that is to email them to paleocratdiaries@gmail.com. Of course, you can send them on Facebook or Twitter or anywhere like that. And if they make the cut, then they'll get on. And it's pretty much, you know, you'll pretty sure you'll make the cut if you take the time to email it. I appreciate the email. And you won't get an email back with a bunch of spam, by the way. we don't like take your information and then say, oh, we've got your email now. We're going to go ahead and just start sending stuff to you. You have to subscribe for that. We're not, you know, we don't play that game. And even when you subscribe, it's not very much. Not to brag or anything, but I can forget what I'm doing while I'm doing it. Yeah, dude. I do this all the time. What's this one? I promise not to get in any religious arguments. 3 drinks later. Dude, it doesn't even take 3. It doesn't, man. It doesn't even take 1. I can say, I'm not going to do it. And somehow I get wrangled, you know. But it's sort of my shtick anyway. I think we already showed this one. Why did we get this one back in the memes section? What's up with that? I kind of look like that. I was almost going to shave my face. I was thinking about it. I'm still thinking about it. But if I shave my face, man, I'm going to keep the old mustache. Manliness, big time. When you're trying to figure out what she meant when she said, sure, you do that, after you asked if you could go hang out with the boys. Okay, guys and ladies, when you say that and you say, yeah, or you say, sure, you do that, do you really mean it? Or is that a yes? Because it kind of sounds like a no. In fact, I kind of interpret it that way. And so I will require clarity. And if there's hesitance, like, well, you know, then I just know. You got to roll with the wife. You got to roll with the wife. You got to hang out with the boys, too. I mean, don't get me wrong. When the raindrop you were rooting for stops moving and another raindrop beats it to the bottom of the window. Dude, do you guys do that? I got to admit, I kind of do. It started when I was a kid. I'd be, you know, in the car, we're driving, and I'd be looking at the window, and I'm staring and stuff at the window with the rain coming down, and I'd watch and kind of try to guess which one would go faster. I also had this game in my head where it's like this guy running. Obviously I'm not seeing it. I'm imagining this. And no crazy drugs at the time. But like imagining a person that was like jumping over anything, kind of like, don't step on the crack, break your mother's back kind of thing. Oh, what it's here in my pocket? Oh no. Oh, I get to punch all of you in the arm when I see you next time. And you can punch me, because I got it too. That's good. That's a good one. Now that is gross, but this is you can make a shot of your face like that. Just push your face up against a window and put it in a large jar, put the jar in the fridge, and then very, very, very gross. I don't know why this one here is, it has it cut off a little bit. It says, favorite St. Joseph quote. I like that, man. I actually have a book about kind of meditations and reflections on St. Joseph and the quiet life of faithfulness that he lived. That's a nice grave there. Would be a shame if someone rose from it. Yeah. Yes, it's not a shame at all. It's the greatest thing that ever happened in human history. The incarnation, resurrection. There is nothing stronger than a broken man who has rebuilt himself. Look, guys, I hope that you feel this way, and that when watching the show, man or woman, obviously nothing stronger than a broken man who has rebuilt himself. But no matter if you're a man or a woman, the strength that you have, having been broken down and building yourself back up, okay? I hope that this show helps to contribute to that. And like I said, we're going to be talking more when stuff comes up about the food and the exercising. We'll do that this week. I'll do the big reveal of that this week, where you'll know kind of what my plan is for myself. We'll do that around the same time that we reveal the store with the cup and stuff. And this is the last one we'll do for today. Less memes. I'm sorry, guys. Less memes. But soon this will all be over. Do you remember that stuff, by the way? I kind of miss that. I mean, it's like, it's so representative of that time frame. You know what I'm saying? The creepy, the big animal heads and stuff, and people eating the pizza, and the little boy with the yellow hat, and the lady eating the salad, probably being fat shamed by that husband or something. And so like, it kind of is representative of a time. And speaking of representing time, we are out of time. Oh, and I've been assured in the comments, last comment right here, I've heard that a young girl named Annabelle would cry if I shaved. Really? All the way? Like, what about the mustache? Ask her if that's okay. Or if could I at least shave right here? I don't know if I'd do that, but can I? Would you mind if I do? You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. I appreciate every single thing that you've done. Remember, go to paleocratdiaries.com. We're going to post a bunch of stuff there. We've already started. I'll do some more updates today. You can find, of course, our Wretched Gretchen meme made by Ailey. She's the leader, right? The queen of the staff at Castle Paleocrat. So, paleocratdiaries.com. You can check out that meme, save it, share it. Especially, make sure to tag Whitmer. The Empress would love it. She will definitely share it with all of her friends. For interviews, speeches, different inquiries, even possible debates, story suggestions, anything like that, questions and comments, even criticism, all the hate mail, send it to paleocratdiaries@gmail.com. Make sure to check out the work at Paleo Cheese Podcast. You can do that on YouTube at youtube.com/paleocheese, and that's cheese with a Z in it. And we actually posted I believe there's 2 new episodes this weekend. And so one was on the Rolling Stones top 25 songs, as well as being all-weather friends. People who are friends regardless of differences. And I'm not sure if one was shared last night. That was Chad. And then, of course, my work over at meaningofcatholic.com. You can find that. I have a couple pieces there. I strongly encourage you to read it. Although, if you do, it's just like going and checking out the Team Tiny Dancer playlist at youtube.com/paleocrat. It's a playlist, hashtag Team Tiny Dancer. You got to beware, because if you end up reading that stuff, you might end up crying your brains out. And so you read it, and you know, not the one, the blinding light of darkness, but to live and die beneath the waves, just be cautious, okay? You want to make sure you're in a good state when you read it, because it is emotional, and I've been told that by many, many, many people. Same thing with the videos that I've shared, including one that's most popular video of the year for me, and that is the atheist family returns to the faith after daughter's tragic death with cancer or something like that. I forget the name of the name of it, but you'll see it. It's the first one in the Team 10 Answer playlist. Massive, thousands and thousands of views, being shared all over the place. I strongly encourage you to check it out. But again, you're going to need some tissues. Okay? All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, we are back again tomorrow, 10 to noon, or like today, a little bit later. I'm trying not to do that. But we started a little bit late. And I said we were going to go a little bit over, and we did. But make sure, 10 to noon. And I'll try to be professional, as always. So until next time, never give up. Keep on smiling. And memento mori. If I don't talk into microphones, I don't make that mad cash. Making all that money. Making that mad loot, right?
Mind control.
So we see the minority elite imposing their ideology on an unwilling and resentful populace. This causes a backlash. People get ticked off.
The left is working long and hard to make us feel as if we've done something wrong. Worse yet, that we are the problem. Don't let people just rip on your heritage. Don't let people just rip on your traditions. Don't let people rip on your heroes. Stand up for what you believe, what made you who you are. So unless this disenfranchised majority begins standing up for what they believe in their heart of hearts to be true, I think we'd be left with nothing more than a dirge, and maybe a funeral procession.